Hi, welcome to week 7. This is the big picture overview for the second to last week of the class. Lots happened tonight or in this week. First of all, we're going to be looking at a presentation that I gave a few years back and still pretty pertinent about innovations in big data. I did this at the Mini Analytics Forum. It's based on work that I did as the chair of the Healthcare Cost Institute, which is a DC nonprofit that has right now the largest repository of private insurance claims in the country, and a lot of researchers are using it actively. And what we talk about is a digital rights management model that really was new to be pioneered in terms of how people can use this data, and it's one way to address issues of security and privacy, and also just access issues about how this data evolves, particularly as more and more users start using information over time. The big thing, though, about week 7 is the introduction of your take-home final. Very excited about this. It's 45% of your grade, the largest share of your grade. You have a whole week to complete the take-home final. And what you will be doing is essentially 4 questions. The third question actually is Lab 3. We're sort of condensing some information here. It's a build or buy analysis. And question 1 will be a privacy question. Question 2 will be looking at some fraud issues. That's a major concern. Question 3, as mentioned, is the build or buy. And question 4 will be looking at data readiness, if you will, for different accountable care organizations. So these are very real-world types of things. You'll be using the SQL Server, same one you used before, that you used in Lab 2, for questions 2, 3, actually questions 2 and 4. Question 3, there'll be data supplied, and you won't really have to do as much with that. And there's some extra credit that are littered in, but they're not nearly quite as fun as what you found on the midterm. So I hope you find this enlightening. Usually the take-home final is a great place where a lot of concepts and things you've seen over the course of the class come together. At least that's the intent. And if you're worried about the programming aspect, because you can't do any of the programming as a group exercise, you really have to do this on your own. Generally, the Lab 2 is more stringent or harder to do, particularly if it's the first time you programmed, than what you'll run into in questions 2 and 4. And that's basically feedback I've gotten over the last few years. So I do think that you should be okay. And then really we close with week 8. And in week 8, we talk about the future, some innovations that might be coming down the road, or otherwise it'd be a fairly short set of lectures and a little quiz that's there, and then that really concludes the course. So enjoy as best you can the take-home final. It's really a treat to see some of the things you folks come up with, and also enjoy learning about some of the big picture stuff that we're working on in the Healthcare Cost Institute.